What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 694 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you from the new look background in Underground Studios. We did a little renovating. I got a nice little new comfy chair. We got some more shelves up. We're putting some more artwork up pretty soon. The studio is really coming together, and I'm loving it. I'm coming at you from here and coming to you via Indiana, the one and only Harrison Krementz. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for Harry the K, baby. Let's go.
We are here. We are rocking our Purdue Hate sweatshirt because it's Purdue Hate Week, and we're ready to talk some Philly sports.
We've got a lot to dive into as well, from the Birds to the Fly Guys to the Sixers, the Phillies. The Philadelphia Wings season gets underway on Sunday, which we'll preview a little bit as well. And for a full-fledged NLL breakdown, DJ and I recorded OTB that you'll hear on Friday as well for a full league look at what's to come this NLL season. And I know I want to get this off the top too. We had Polaroid Fade in studio on Monday. Awesome interview. I know I said it was going to be on this episode, so that it doesn't get lost in the Thanksgiving whirlwind. We're going to save it for next week. So you'll have Polaroid Fade on the pod next week, pretty much an hour-long interview in studio with Nicoletta and Tyler. The album is here. The album is here. Go download it. Apple, Spotify, Chaos into Poetry. The album's awesome. Harrison, I know your music taste is exceptional. If you like the Sundays, The Cure, beach vibes, all original written music by Nicoletta and her dad, just amazing. It's amazing songs. The tracks are unbelievable. It's also available CD, vinyl, and get this, Harrison, we're getting old because guess what's making a comeback apparently? Cassettes. It's available on cassette. So go download the album. We'll link it in the description as well. They've got some awesome stuff coming up too, and they've got an amazing hometown show in Atlantic City in the new year coming up that you'll hear about on the episode during the interview. So I'm pumped for them. It was awesome to have them in studio, and it won't be the last time, that's for sure. But before we get into everything else, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Blue Sky. We're on everything. Follow us. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. I've been talking about this on every pod I've done on the network this week, Harrison. I think it's fascinating. Spotify is rolling out like video podcasts, so I'm doing a lot of research into, does it make sense for us to upload the video to both YouTube and Spotify as well? Colin and Samir had like a bigwig from Spotify that's been in charge of like this whole process. He said Spotify's paid subscriber base is nearly the same size as the amount of people who have a Netflix subscription.
Wow.
So when you upload content, whether it's podcasts, video, music to Spotify, the paid subscriber base alone, you're getting it to an audience that's the size of everyone that has a Netflix subscription, which is insane.
Yeah. I mean, people need to listen to their music, but I never thought it was that large.
Yeah, it's crazy. So for music, podcasts, and video stuff, we're looking into it. So we might have the podcast on Spotify video, depending on what it entails and everything, but I'm definitely looking into it. But subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. We are 25 subscribers away from 900. Let's get there before the end of the month. Like 25 more of you just have to hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And guys, this show is presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Harrison, it is a big week for Birds.
That it is. We're going up against the man who's never only lost once to an NFC team. So,
well, I was talking about Thanksgiving turkey. But
oh yeah.
But no, you are correct. It's Eagles Ravens week, and it is brought to you by our friends at 47 Brand. I'm rocking the 47 Brand Flyers hat right now that I got last year. I've been rocking 47 Brand for well over a decade. They are truly the best hats in the game, some of the best apparel in the game. And they've got an amazing sale going on right now. Their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, 30% off site-wide, guys. 30% off site-wide with 47 Brand. Get your hats, get your apparel for your favorite sports teams. Shop for your favorite sports fans this holiday season with 47 Brand. I'm going to go dead ass broke shopping 47 Brand this weekend. 30% off site-wide, and you get free shipping when you use our link in the description. So 30% off free shipping when you use our link. 47 Brand is the place to shop this holiday season for your favorite sports fans. The Birds, Battle the Birds in Baltimore, Harrison. It is a place that there's a lot on the line in this game. There is MVP discussions between two players involved in this game. There is a former Eagles coach coaching against the Birds. And fun fact, it's a crazy fact, the Eagles in franchise history have never won a game in Baltimore.
It's time to break that streak. Time to break that curse. I'm feeling good.
They need to do it.
I'm ready to see it happen. If there's any team of all the Eagles teams who have gone into Baltimore, this is the one to do it. The boys are ready to play their hearts out and continue this winning streak, which is now up to 7. And man, I remember week 4, just like it was yesterday. We're all ready to call it a day on the season. And man, they've really turned it around since then. That bye week has done them wonders.
The bald eagle's been flying. I said this on Monday's pod because my guy, Nakobe Dean, I know you're a big Nakobe Dean fan. We are starting a movement. We're going to compile the list for the end of the season and have it ready to go out on a graphic. Any quarterback that Nakobe Dean sacks is getting put on the list. And Harrison, it's the Dean's list.
Oh yeah, and man, they're hopefully they're not getting sent to the dean's office too frequently in the opposing fans' eyes. But
I said I put a clip out. It's on TikTok. It'll be going out on all our other platforms. I said, "Welcome to the Dean's List, Matthew Stafford," and then it cuts right to him sacking Matthew Stafford.
Rocked him too. That was a hell of a sack.
Crushed him. This game's going to be huge. There's going to be, I think, a lot of emotion in this game, obviously, from the Brandon Graham injury, which I talked about on Monday's episode, and just absolutely gutted for BG. But, there's a lot that is on the line in this game, and I think this is a game that's really going to be a huge litmus test for where the Eagles are right now, battling through, not so much lack of depth, just lack of experience depth on that defensive line. You're going to need guys like Milton Williams to step up. You're going to need guys like Jalix Hunt to step up now that BG is out. You're going to need Josh Sweat, who did get banged up in that Rams game, but hopefully he's good to go. You're going to need him to step up even more. But I do think that the Eagles have what it takes in order to beat this Ravens team. And I love Harris. We said it last week. Again, we're right on the money with what the Eagles had to do to beat the Rams. So hopefully whatever we project on this episode is also accurate, because ever since you came back, we have been on the money with what the Eagles have to do to win. Every single week. It's absurd. We are like dialed in on this team.
We're actually the NFL script writers. That's a little known fact, but we've been cooking it up. Just wait until what we see have in stock for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely juicy.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing with this team is that when you look at the Ravens, yes, there's a lot of similarities to the Eagles. They have a mobile quarterback. They have an elite caliber running back. They have athletic wide receivers. They have a really solid offensive line. The defense is what stands out to me as what separates the Eagles from the Ravens. The Ravens defense is notorious for being elite. Like when you think Ravens defense, you obviously automatically think of that 2000s Ravens defense. You think of all the defenses that featured Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and all of those guys. And, even in recent years, like they've had elite defenses, but now this year's defense has some holes. They're pretty leaky and they're beatable. And if the Eagles are able to control the line of scrimmage, really win in the trenches, and do what they've been doing when they have been successful this season, and that's running the football to set the tone for Jalen to take his deep shots to A.J. Brown. Hopefully Devontae Smith is back for this game, and just allow the offense to kind of be at their own tempo, not playing into the way the Ravens want you to play. It's going to be a hostile environment. Baltimore's always a tough place to play, but you have to kind of control the momentum of the game. And if the Eagles are going to win this game, in my opinion, you have to win the time of possession and you have to win in the trenches in order to win this game.
It's going to be like World War I, as you said. It's going to be a battle of the trenches. The key here is shutting Derrick Henry down, because I feel like our secondary can really lock down those wide receivers, make them a non-threat. And if we can shut down the run game of both Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, we can let our offense cook. And talking about that Ravens defense, Monday night, they did not look all too convincing. They got burned several times by a very beatable Chargers team. And this is not to knock on the Chargers, because they are playing very well this season. But that should not have been as close as it was for most of that game. So the Eagles have the right pieces to put them in the dirt. They just need to win the battle on the front line. Let Saquon do his thing, because, man, we were talking about it earlier. The Giants really made us all think that Saquon was washed.
Whew.
That was absolutely not the case. That man is unreal. Unreal.
Saquon Barkley breaks Eagles franchise records, broke an NFL record in that game against the Rams, gets named NFC Offensive Player of the Week this week for the fourth time this season. He is the first Philadelphia Eagle to ever accomplish that. No other Eagle has been named Offensive Player of the Week 4 times. To put that in perspective, everyone, because 4 sounds, grand scheme of a season, like it's a big number in the NFL, but to break it down for you, Saquon Barkley has won 1/3 of the NFC Offensive Player of the Week awards in 2024.
And if you want to bump that up, we've already had our bye week. He didn't even play one of those weeks.
Right.
Like, The man is having a generational run because he's finally got an offensive line that's like, "Hey, maybe we protect the guy who can run a mile a minute and just put every single defender that he sees on their ass," whether that's with his arm strength by stiff arming them or with his unreal jukes. The man has a Madden move. How
He's
many players have Madden moves?
he is unbelievable. Watching that game on Sunday, I was watching with my mom, and we were both going crazy, and we were both like, "He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He is truly unbelievable. It is unreal how good he is at football."
Oh, I need 6 yards to break the Eagles' single game rushing record. How about I get a 72-yard rushing touchdown instead? Make sure that record's mine.
Like, can I also put this in perspective for you because I'm pretty sure the Ravens have not had their bye week yet.
I don't think they have, no.
I'm double checking that now for the people
Let us
because
find out here.
the Ravens are 8-4, so they have not had their bye yet.
Okay. Yeah, so they're
So
not rested at all.
to put this in perspective, though, the NFL put this out earlier today as we record this on Wednesday. Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry both have eclipsed 1,300 rushing yards this season. Saquon's at 1,392. Derrick Henry's at 1,325. Saquon's done that in one less game than
Yes.
Derrick Henry.
Yes. And do you know how who he also has more rushing yards than? The entire New York Giants team. The
To
entire team.
also put this in perspective, those guys are the top two in the top five.
Oh yeah.
The next in line is Josh Jacobs, who's having an unbelievable year for the Packers. He only has 944. Then
Yeah.
it's Jahmyr Gibbs at 886. And then it's Chuba Hubbard at 876.
And shout out Chuba Hubbard
He's
because
been
that man
unreal.
has come out of nowhere over the last 2 years.
He's been
And
awesome.
it's a shame that the Panthers have been as bad as they are, but that man can flat out play. The stat that really stood out to me this week was the all-purpose yards. If you combine the second and third most all-purpose yards from this past week, they still don't have an equal to Saquon. I think they have like 291 compared to his 302. The man is just having an unreal year.
He's been incredible. Like he's on a generational run. I think when you have somebody like that going up against the Ravens defense that I'm pulling up their rankings right now, coupled with what Jalen's been able to do both
Yep.
through the air and on the ground, and I mean this in the most sincere, like positive way, because people will try to spin this in the wrong way. Jalen learning how to become a game manager is one of the
Yes.
best things he's done for his career.
Yes, because at the end of last year, you could tell that his game management skills weren't really up to snuff with the other big name quarterbacks in the NFL. And that is what really set the decline last year. But there's something to be said about what Kellen Moore has done for this offense because he's taken Jalen Hurts off of the worst end of the season to his career and turned him back into 2022 form.
Mm-hmm.
It's night and day comparatively from last season.
So to put it in perspective, the Ravens pass defense, this is according to Fox Sports,
Okay.
31st in the NFL.
Oh my God.
They have given up 277.7 yards per game and 22 passing touchdowns
So
allowed
what
through
I'm
the air.
hearing is that AJ and Devontae, should he be healthy, and Dallas Goedert and Jahan Dotson are about to feast after Thanksgiving.
And in perspective, they have the number 2 rushing defense. They've only allowed 77.9 yards per game, only allowed 9 rushing touchdowns. If the Ravens are going to say, hey, we suck at the pass game, we're going to force you to run, good luck.
Yeah, because great, you have the second overall rushing defense in the NFL. You haven't come up against Saquon Barkley yet, and the only person who's even close to him is on your team. So
Which, to put in perspective, the Eagles' rushing defense has only allowed 99.2 yards per game.
Yeah, and we've had a fair share of rough running backs come up
We
against
haven't
us.
allowed a 100-yard rusher this season. The most, I believe, was 88 yards, and that was Chase Brown in the Bengals game.
Yep, that
So, I
sounds right.
mean, like, the Eagles' defense also has a tall task ahead of them with Lamar, with Derrick Henry, with Mark Andrews, with their speedy receivers. Like, it's not a cakewalk by any means in
Absolutely
this
not.
game. But
Absolutely.
on the comparison standpoints, the Eagles' defense, in my opinion, far superior overall than what the Ravens' defense is. And if
Yep.
Jalen's able to have his day in the sun and put on a clinic in the air, A.J. Brown's going to come down with that ball. He's always open.
Oh yeah, 1K always open. He's gonna find the spot and just catch the ball because you put it in anywhere in his catch radius, he's coming down with that ball. And it doesn't matter if it's punched out of the end zone like it was on Sunday night. He's gonna get it in for 6 at least 1 or 2 times.
And, like, the
And
Eagles' passing defense is third in the NFL behind the Titans and the Jets.
we're gonna shut down Zay Flowers. We're gonna shut down Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely is gonna be a non-factor. And if you want to compare everybody position by position, we have the wide receiver room locked up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Dallas Goedert edges out Mark Andrews. It's very tight, but
Yes.
I would say Dallas Goedert edges him out. It's neck and neck with Saquon and Derrick Henry. You could flip a coin. It really just depends on the day for whoever that is.
I'll say this, and this is no slight to Derrick Henry whatsoever. I've been a huge Derrick Henry fan for a long, long time. I think Saquon supersedes him because Saquon has the element where he's involved in the passing game.
That's true. Derrick Henry, one of the greatest running backs in NFL history. That is undeniable. But he's never really been a threat in the air.
No.
Like, he'll go out and get you 250 on the ground, but then he'll only get you like 260 all-purpose yards.
Mm-hmm. Like, Derrick Henry is a guy that if you're a defense, you don't want to have to be forced to tackle him, but you're going to have to make a tackle on him. Saquon in the open field, good luck. He's going to put on some sort of juke move or a spin move, use his speed, use his legs that are absolute tree trunks and get by you that way. So, in my opinion, Saquon has a bit more value, and I use that term for a reason, than Derrick Henry because you can throw Saquon the ball 4 to 7 times a game. He's going to get you anywhere from 15 to 15 plus yards on those 7 receptions if that's the max. Like,
Yeah.
he has been so good, and now it's really the biggest test I think for the Eagles defense this year to
Absolutely.
come to play, and something's got to give in terms of the has never happened before. The Eagles either have to win in Baltimore or Lamar's got to lose another game to an NFC opponent.
Yeah. I mean, dream scenario, we get the W and just snap both of those streaks.
Does it happen now because Daniel Jones is no longer on the Giants? It's like the Horcrux has been released and, it's been shattered. So Daniel Jones leaving the Giants now opens up the possibilities of it happening again.
I was kind of hoping in my sicko brain that Daniel Jones was going to wind up coming to Philadelphia and being like our third string quarterback. It was either that or him going to Dallas and just putting a whooping on the Giants on Thanksgiving.
That's so funny.
Because that would have been hilarious.
Right.
I'm interested to see what he's going to be doing in Minnesota, though, because Sam Darnold's been having himself a year.
And he did get banged up in that Bears game.
He did. So I could see them having a quarterback committee kind of thing going in Minnesota.
I think it's smart for him, too, because Kevin O'Connell's a former backup quarterback, was behind Tom Brady in New England. Smart move by Daniel Jones.
And it's clear the issue wasn't Daniel Jones.
No, but is Daniel Jones a good quarterback? No.
No.
But
he's a suitable quarterback.
Far larger issues with the New York Giants that I can't wait. I can't wait, Harrison, for Aaron Rodgers to be their quarterback next year.
Oh no, I'm hoping for some Tommy DeVito kind of thing action. Give me as much Tommy DeVito as possibly can
I
get.
can't wait for John Mara to be like, we need a star. We need a name. We need somebody. He's already in the building technically. Bring me Aaron Rodgers to the Giants. Like,
It would be
make
it,
it
it would
happen.
feed the NFC East memes for the next year and a half.
Oh, it would be
Like
so good. It would be
it's
so good.
and it'd be the most New York Giants thing ever because that'll set their franchise back another what
Decade
10 years.
easy.
So the total years set back they'd be at would be like 30 at that point.
Did you see too that Joe Shane was at Colorado's practice this week, and somebody quote tweeted the video of them like shaking hands and said, "Hey, Shador and Travis Hunter are they're not coming to the Giants, but Shiloh, you could take him."
Yeah, the third son, and one's not even from the actual family. Like you got to feel for Shiloh.
Oh,
Hang on a second, my cat is doing things she's not supposed to be doing.
uh-oh, we
Down from there.
got cat cam.
I was hoping that she'd do what she normally does when we record and just curl up on my bed and be chill. But no, she woke up and now she's being a little jackass.
Yeah, I mean, with this game too, like I want to see the passing game kind of have their day in the sun. You know, if
Yes.
they're going to try to bottle up Saquon, which I don't think they're going to be able to a full-fledged degree, like could they be able to stunt him a little bit? Sure. But if Jalen can go out there and shut up a lot of haters and, go out and prove that like, hey, I can sling the rock, I can run on them and give them this dynamic that the Ravens have not seen, I'd absolutely love that. And I think a win against the Ravens really puts you in a discussion of the talking heads, the pundits, the analysts and all that to finally start putting respect not only on the Eagles name, but realizing that Nick Sirianni's a really fucking good head coach.
Yeah. Like again, the man goes out there and just puts up win after win after win. It doesn't matter. Like I do have my issues with the guy, but at the end of the day, he gets the results that we need. Like if only he could cut out the cutesy shit and then we'd be all good. And he has been cutting that out, which is a beautiful thing. We haven't seen an incident like the Jacksonville incident in a minute. So thankfully from there we are chilling. But
And who knows, when the Jacksonville thing happened and then Jake Elliott missed a couple picks there, maybe he was right. Who knows?
yeah.
But Jake seems to be back, which is good.
He just needed to shake off the rust. There again a couple not so great calls in the early season, going for it on fourth down when we should have kicked it. But he looks like he's got his leg back. He's got his confidence back, and nailing a couple cheap and easy kicks against the Rams. That's a nice, easy way to get yourself back on track.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm excited to see how this game breaks down. It's at 4:25, which will be nice prime time on Sunday on CBS, which means, Harrison, it's on Paramount Plus as well. Check your local markets. And Harrison, we're recording this on a Wednesday. And you know what? We got Thanksgiving football on Thursday. We also got an NFL game on Friday, but we also have college football on Friday. Get ready for a college football matinee on Friday. Catch Minnesota taking on Wisconsin at Camp Randall Stadium on Paramount Plus. Coverage starts at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then Stanford takes on San Jose State. Coverage starts at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Catch epic matchups like these and stream college football on CBS Live with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. Get started now. Use our link in the description to sign up for Paramount Plus with the Showtime plan to stream college football this weekend on Paramount Plus and stream the NFL all season long on Paramount Plus, including this week's Eagles and Ravens game that will be on CBS. And we go around the NFL a little bit here too with Paramount Plus, just looking at the schedule of games we have on deck for this weekend, which is crazy to think that it's December 1st on Sunday. That's yucky.
Won't die.
Thanksgiving, we got Bears Lions in Detroit. We've got Giants Cowboys in Dallas, and then we've got Dolphins Packers on Sunday Night Football. Then we got Black Friday football Friday at 3 p.m. Raiders Chiefs in Kansas City. And then Sunday, we've got Texans Jaguars, Colts Patriots, Chargers Falcons, Seahawks at the Jets, Titans at the Commanders, Steelers at the Bengals, Cardinals at the Vikings, Rams at the Saints, Bucks at the Panthers, Eagles at Ravens, Sunday Night Football, 49ers at the Bills, and then the Browns at the Broncos is your Monday Night Football game. Easily Eagles-Ravens game of the week.
Oh, for sure. If this was the Niners of last season against the Bills of this year, there might be some contention. But this Eagles-Ravens game is going to be a marquee matchup. Could it be a Super Bowl forecast? Let's knock on wood and hope it is.
Ooh, that'd be pretty frisky. I know a lot of people have said this year any combination of Eagles or Lions and then the AFC team being the Bills because the Super Bowl is in New Orleans.
I just need the Eagles tailgate crew and the Bills Mafia to link up on Bourbon Street and show the Southerners how we do it up in the Northeast.
It would be absurd. That
Oh.
city would burn.
The city would burn. There would not be a single table left unbroken.
No.
And the best part about Eagles and Bills fans is I feel like we're kindred spirits.
Yes.
Like, during the 60 minutes of the game, we'll jaw at each other and like rip on each other. But after the game, the party will go until the month after the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter who wins because we just like to tear the house down.
100%.
Some buffalo wings and Philly cheesesteaks while we're doing it.
Hachi machi. Yeah, I'm excited for this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very stressful because it's a big time game, but I think the Eagles are up for the task, and I think they're going to be able to go out there and put on a show, and we'll see what happens in Baltimore at 4:25 on Sunday. But moving right along, Harrison, the Fly Guys, they're playing tonight as we record this. They're doing their thing. They finished up that homestand in pretty solid fashion, I would say. You know, we talked about the Carolina game and the Vegas game being games that we didn't necessarily see them getting points in one way or the other, but, you know, we recorded after the Hurricanes game. They hung with them until the third period, and then they took the Golden Knights to the shootout and should have won the game, arguably. End up getting a point out of it, which to us, I know a lot of people were like freaking out about it. To us, that's a win for this team.
That absolutely. It's, again, as I've been harping on since I've rejoined the podcast, it's a young team. They're gonna make mistakes. This is not some veteran team that will, always hold on to a 3-0 lead.
Mm-hmm.
And that is only something that will come with experience. The goaltenders are young. The defense is young. These forwards are exceptionally young, and they're still getting us goals. Like, this isn't the same Flyers team that'll go out there and score a goal and then blow that lead immediately.
Right.
This is a team that will hang with people, score 3-4 goals in a game, which we have been waiting for the longest time, and still put up a hell of a showing even in a loss.
Right.
Like, that game against the Blackhawks was a great example of it. That was when we had to fight from behind to earn our win. And we did it in a hell of a fashion because Michkov just found himself open on that right side of the net and did the classic Russian, I'm going with Ovechkin here, slamming it home on the one-timer.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the skills of, like, it's a mix of Ovechkin and Malkin, it feels like.
And when you have a 19-year-old saying that he's cold-blooded, in a post-game quote is just all-time stuff. Which, shout out to Michkov. He saw the Instagram story.
Yeah, we got to get him on the pod. We got to get him on. Well, I still know a little bit of Russian. I can translate.
Also, I gotta say, it's about fucking time that the Flyers had an in-person translator for him.
I don't know why they don't yet. This is
I don't know
absurd.
why that's not a normal thing in hockey to begin with
Yeah.
how many European, Russian players that don't necessarily speak English as fluent as some of the American and Canadian guys. Like
Yeah.
we bend over backwards, rightfully so, for every Major League Baseball player that is of Hispanic descent, Japanese, Korean,
Yep.
any minority that is in baseball, they're basically the majority because of how many guys there are that are from non-English speaking countries. Why are we not doing that in hockey?
It's a great question, and I'm just gonna be interested to see how Michkov decides to learn English, because one of my favorite hockey stories of all time comes from, unfortunately, the Pittsburgh Penguins, but it's Evgeny Malkin and how he learned English.
Oh boy.
He watched the first Transformers movie on repeat because he thought Megan Fox was hot. And so, yeah, that's how he learned English. So I don't know what movie it'll take for Matvey. He might go through Duolingo or like Babbel or
Trying to think
something
of
like that.
so he's 19. I'm trying to think of what movie would make sense.
Something with Sydney Sweeney in it.
God damn it. But the Flyers are playing in Nashville tonight, a game they should win.
Oh yeah,
Should win in regulation. And then
hopefully in regulation. I can't take another overtime game.
And then it's Rangers Flyers Black Friday at 1 p.m. on Friday.
I feel like we can shock the Rangers on Friday. I honestly do. The boys really do get up for these Black Friday games. There's something about wearing those Black Flyers jerseys, even though I think these iteration of the Black Flyers jerseys significantly lacks to like the 07-08 version of it, especially when you had players like Simone Gagne and Mike Richards lacing them up and playing in them. But the boys are going to be buzzing, and they're going to be full after the big Thanksgiving festivities. They're going to be fully energized and hopefully ready to put a pounding on the Rags.
Yeah, so we'll see how it all shakes out tonight. I mean, the Flyers are ahead of the Blue Jackets and the Penguins again. And I mean, looking at just points, they're tied with the Islanders. So if you win tonight, you have potential to leapfrog them. And then you go into a game against the Rangers on the cusp of being tied with them in the standings.
And if we can get tied with them in the standings, get ourselves into a wild card spot, I know it's early in the year, but any sniff of the playoffs is good for this team. Because we were so close last year.
Mm-hmm.
So damn close. I still think it was the funniest thing ever that the Red Wings scored to get themselves into a playoff position. And the Flyers must have known, and they were just like, screw it. Let's give it to the Caps. So.
Yeah, I mean, I said it on Monday's show. Like, I'm far more excited and willing to watch a Flyers game this year than I am a Sixers game, hands down.
Oh, easily. Because at least you're going to have a good time watching the Flyers game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll have emotional highs and lows, but that's better than just being in the dumps the entire time.
Right. It's far more entertaining and far more enjoyable just as a fan.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I stand on the Flyers right now. They've been fun across the board. And hopefully it continues. And our Flyers coverage was brought to you by one of my favorite partners. Not that any of them aren't favorites, but I love this brand because it's an underground aesthetic, and that is our friends at Dead Threads. They are truly amazing, Harrison. I feel like you would love Dead Threads. It is sports meets culture, and if you like skeletons and flames mixed with your sports teams, Dead Threads is the place for you.
I do love their gear.
They are amazing. I think, even though it is not necessarily the Flyers, their hockey collection is elite. And my favorite shirt that I have to get now, because their Black Friday sale is running 30% off the entire website, is their Vancouver shirt. It
Yeah,
is the orca leaping over the
that's so
skeleton hockey player with flames and everything. It is so sick. Absolutely need it. They've got amazing stuff. It's super comfortable, and Dead Threads is people are going to stop you and ask you where you got your shirt, where you got your hoodie, your crew neck, and you can tell them Dead Threads, and you can click our link in the description and get 30% off all Black Friday long, all Cyber Monday long. It's 30% off the entire site. No code needed, just 30% off. Use our link. It's in the description. Shout out to Dead Threads. Shall we talk about the Sixers, Harrison?
I guess we have to.
Why does this team do this to us?
Hey, at least we beat Ben Simmons.
We did beat Ben Simmons. Our Sixers coverage is brought to you by FOCO. We love FOCO. And recently FOCO has been releasing lots of new merchandise and products for all their fans to show off their favorite teams, including our Philadelphia 76ers. We have our whole curated list. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. It's in the description of the podcast that features the 76ers overalls, the Joel Embiid bobblehead, friendship bracelets, the team property Sherpa plush throw blanket, which is my favorite item of the season. Click our link in the description. Shop for your favorite Sixers fan or your favorite sports fan this season, because FOCO is the place to do it. Everything is officially licensed with Major League Baseball, the NBA, NFL, NHL, WWE, college sports. It's all available for you with our friends at FOCO, the leaders in forever collectibles, and we thank FOCO for sponsoring the podcast. Sixers are playing tonight against the Houston Rockets.
Ugh.
And
I mean,
it's 55-51 at halftime. Rockets are up, but it's a close game.
that's something at least.
They are they're the only team worse than them is the Wizards.
We said it last week. It's not even comparable to like the process era, because at least we were still holding out hope for something. It just feels like all hope is gone right now. I go to the line from Dante's Inferno: "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," and that's what it feels like for everybody entering the Wells Fargo Center going to see a Sixers game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's shocking because I thought we were really on the way up after the end of last season. Like, did things go poorly for us in the playoffs? Yes. But we drafted pretty damn well, considering that Jared McCain is the
Bright
rookie
spot.
of the
Jared
year.
McCain is unbelievable.
Jared McCain is him. But there's no reason that this team should be as bad as they are. It's just mind-boggling. I don't know even know what to say anymore. I just kind of it's sickening.
Tyrese Maxey and Yabu leading the team right now with 11 points each in this game against the Rockets. Jared McCain's got 10. Kelly Oubre's got 9. I mean, I'm running out of things to say to let everyone know this team just doesn't have it.
They're sauceless. Like,
Where's Nick Stauskas when you need him?
we never should have traded TJ McConnell. I need TJ McConnell back in Philadelphia. We need Dario Saric and Rocco.
Dude, you know it's bad, and this is no slight to him. He's older, and it's like, do we need another older player? You know it's bad when people are clamoring for the leadership of Pat Bev on this roster.
Yeah.
And I like Pat Bev, the basketball player. He's the type of player that when he's on your team, you love him. When he's not, you hate him. Like, Pat Bev is 36 years old.
He's not, like, he was fun when he was on us, but he's not the type of player that we need right now.
Right.
We need a good young core. And I saw this meme the other day that just made me like clutch my heart a little bit. But it was when it was the scene from Toy Story 2 when Andy's throwing away Woody. It's like, I don't want to play with you anymore. It was Sixers fans with Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey throwing away Joel Embiid.
This team is just so exhausting.
Cat up here because she's being a menace right now.
This team is just so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like,
exhausting is absolutely the term for it.
I don't have the words anymore to just. It's like beating a dead horse, and
yeah, beating a dead Franklin.
They're not fun outside of Maxey and McCain.
Yep. You know what would change this team right now? They need to bring back hip hop.
They need to do something, man, because like this is bad for a team that has been a contender, like a playoff contender since 2018.
Yeah.
They have been in the mix, and now you have people before Thanksgiving associating the Sixers and Cooper Flag.
Oh no.
Like
already?
I've seen the Cooper, like, do you just punt this season and attempt a top pick to go for Cooper Flag?
I don't want to give up quite yet, but it feels
newsflash here too. The Sixers first round pick this year is top 6 protected. If they finish 7 through wherever, it's going to Oklahoma City.
Oh God. So a team that has a wealth of riches is just going to get richer.
Right. So it's like, do you just try to get Cooper Flag and keep your draft pick? Like, I don't know. It is an exhausting first 2 months of the season for the 76ers. Fuck Josh Harris, like, to the moon.
He can go stick the Commanders where the sun don't shine, honestly.
Haley. Team drains me like no other. It is so frustrating. And I genuinely, like, I can't, like, outside of Maxey McCain, I can't watch any of it because it's just like I get angry.
Yeah. The only time I've actually been able to watch the Sixers game has been while I'm at work, because I'm like, I really don't want to deal with this on my days off. I'd much rather watch something that brings me joy, something that enhances my life in some way, and not this absolute shit show of a team.
Yep. You need to voice your frustrations about the Sixers. Leave us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. It is open 24/7, 365. Leave us a voicemail. You can do it before, during, or after Eagles games. We'll play it on Monday's episodes. But you can leave us a voicemail, talk about your favorite Philly sports team. We'll react to it. Speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. Speaking of a team that isn't necessarily frustrating us, but the discussions around them are frustrating me, and people just don't have a brain. It's baseball off season and the Phils, and it's brought to you by our merch partners at PHI Apparel Company, the best merch in the game. Guys, you want to stand out in the crowd when you're going to the Link, the Wells Fargo Center, Citizens Bank Park, wherever it may be, go shop PHI Apparel Company. You can also rep official Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch. Go to phiapparel.co, and when you go to checkout, use code Underground. You get 10% off your next merch order. That's phiapparel.co, code Underground. You get 10% off your next merch order with our awesome partners at PHI Apparel Company. So today, Harrison, clip came out from the podcast that Todd Zalecki, Jim Salisbury, and Ruben Amaro Jr. do, and Todd Zalecki confirmed the Phillies have had a discussion with Scott Boras about Juan Soto and a multitude of other players. So a discussion has been had.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are freaking out because the official meeting and the official offer has not come from the Phillies. They're not going to offer right away. They don't have a need to.
You don't throw a blank check at someone before the other offers come out.
Right.
That's stupid.
The other thing that happened in the wee hours of the night last night that I was just scrolling my timeline. I was like, that's random. Blake Snell signed a 5-year, $182 million deal with the Dodgers. No opt-outs.
Wild.
And somehow people were like upset about this. There's deferred payments in the contract apparently as well, because that's just what the Dodgers do. I don't know why you're up in arms if you're a fan of 30 or 29 other baseball teams.
Yeah.
Blake Snell, I tweeted this. Blake Snell has never pitched more than 180 and 2/3 innings in a season in his career.
He's coming off not the greatest year of his career either.
He was injured. He was bad last year. He turned it on down the stretch, but like Blake Snell is often injured, struggles to get through 5 innings every single start, and people are acting like the Dodgers just signed like Roger Clemens.
He's not the same. If this was Blake Snell from like 3 years ago, I would be a little pissed about this. This is not that same pitcher. It's more like a shell, a Snell shell. If you
he's the prototypical Dodger.
Yeah, he should have been a Dodger 2 years ago for talking about that.
He gets hurt, misses a multitude of time, and then tries to rehab and come back for the playoffs. That is the Dodgers pitching plan through and through. And people are freaking out like they have this super rotation. Yes, Ohtani's going to be in the rotation for them next year. Could they still sign Sasaki? Sure. But Blake Snell, to me, at the age of 32, doesn't move the needle to where it's like, oh, the Dodgers just got like this rising superstar. No, you got a middle-of-the-road veteran pitcher who sometimes has an elite game in the middle of June and then goes on the injured list for 2 months after that game.
It kind of reminds me when the Phillies signed Jonathan Papelbon.
Yes.
Like a shell of his former self, not the same pitcher, who would occasionally go out there and give you a phenomenal outing, but then also not do shit for the rest of the year.
Right.
But at least Blake Snell isn't Jonathan Papelbon and won't choke out his teammate in the dugout.
Exactly. I
can't get over that one. That was insane.
I don't get why people are so like distraught over the Dodgers signing Blake Snell. Like
they see the defending World Series champions get another big name, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's everything's coming up Dodgers again. They're gonna win the World Series again. Oh no." If they're going to win the World Series again, it's not going to be because of Blake Snell. Don't worry about it.
No. I'm not worried. I don't know why people thought the Phillies should sign Blake Snell either. I saw people talking about that. It's like, what are we talking about?
If we want to go out this offseason and get ourselves a pitcher, Blake Snell was not going to be the one on the radar we want. Give us Sasaki. Please.
Well, the one that everyone's talking about is Crochet. The Garrett Crochet rumors continue to swirl. I don't know if I am just blind, and I'm a huge baseball guy. Everyone knows this. I don't know if I'm just blind to the fact that he's been playing for the White Sox and he's been injured already in a big way, and that turns me off to the prospect of Garrett Crochet and pushing in blue chip items, and by items I mean prospects, to go and get this guy. I don't know why people are so adamant about Crochet being like the splash move when the pitching is what kept you alive in your minimal postseason run you had this year.
Yeah. No, if we need a splash move, it should be someone like Juan Soto or Teoscar Hernandez.
I brought up the notion of Brian De La Cruz. I think he needs to be one of our bench bats ASAP. No Rocky.
Yep.
And like the whole, like, can we shut the fuck up about this Alex Bregman bullshit?
Please, for the love of God.
And can we shut the fuck up about this Nolan Arenado like nonsense? Like, those are both legitimate downgrades for different reasons from Alec Bohm.
Yeah. And Nolan Arenado, talk about someone who's not the same player he was 3 years ago. He is definitely not the same dude he was. And neither is Alex Bregman. They've both been on significant declines while Alec Boehm has been going up. It just makes no sense.
It blows my mind. Also, Juan Soto rickrolling the entire internet with his energy drink partnership announcement.
Yeah, I got a big announcement. Check out what
Hey,
I'm
you
doing.
guys! I loved that.
I
But
mean, if there's anyone who knows how to play the social media sphere, it's Juan Soto.
it's so funny.
All the Scott Boras contractees know how to do it.
Yes. I don't know. I'm just like I'm feeling okay about what the Phillies are doing right now. Like they're not overthinking
No.
things. And I did see a report from Phillies Nation that the Phillies are less inclined to deal Brandon Marsh this offseason, which I'm very happy about.
Good. Marshy is one of those guys who really exemplifies Philadelphia. He's a good face to have on our team. He does really well when in the clutch situations. Like you need a clutch at bat, stick Marshy in there. Let that majestic beard run around the bases, and I'm happy that he's going to be sticking around.
Yeah. He's a guy that like he's still in the development phase of finally getting an opportunity.
Yep.
And it would have been silly to move on from him, in my opinion. He's a guy that you still want to have an opportunity to platoon, but he's a guy that I think Kevin Long and our hitting staff can truly like get him to be a contact hitter first, and it's getting there. That's the biggest thing with Brandon Marsh is like they need to let him know, like, dude, you don't need to hit home runs to be successful.
At least one of the dudes with a big beard that we brought into Philadelphia is turning out pretty well, unlike another bearded player who is now currently in Los Angeles playing basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's on me. I think I should stop buying Sixers jerseys because 2 of the past 3 Sixers jerseys I bought have been not great. Not great.
But yeah, I mean, nothing baseball wise is truly going to heat up until like I'm surprised Blake Snell signed this early.
Yeah.
Especially after
was the
last
most surprising
offseason.
thing. Yeah.
Like that was surprising to me. But nothing of note, in my opinion, is really going to heat up until after Christmas.
When was it that Bryce Harper signed in Philadelphia? It was like
February 28th.
Yeah. So only around then should it really start getting spicy. So
yeah. So
I
I'm not
think
worried.
it's going to take some time. And until then, just relax, let John Middleton in the front office cook. They're going to figure it out.
100%. Last bit here, but our Philly segment was also brought to you by our friends at Duracell and our Duracell portable power stations. Guys, entire website, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, 35% off. 35% off. Free shipping. It's truly the best. I genuinely think it's so badass when you can take your charging on the road, not need a wall to plug into. Duracell has been doing it forever. Duracell is the #1 trusted battery brand out there. Take 35% off site-wide plus free shipping. Use our link in the description and use code CYBER35 at checkout now through Cyber Monday to get 35% off Duracell portable power stations.
At home, around your home, or on the go, you can rely on Duracell M-Series portable power stations. Power phones, tablets, laptops, any of the small devices you need for work and for life. Simply charge on the dock to easily grab and go. Use the magnetic tiltable lid to stay connected all day and into the night. M-Series portable power stations, always ready to power the possibilities. From the #1 trusted battery brand, Duracell, engineered for more.
At the Vineland Municipal Utilities, we understand that when our business community thrives, we all win. As a not-for-profit utility, our reliability, lower cost of operations, and flexibility in meeting customer needs make doing business in Vineland beneficial to your bottom line. What's more, we are able to do so while maintaining our commitment to environmental stewardship. We look forward to helping you achieve your business goals now and for years to come. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Harrison, the Wings get going this weekend in San Diego on Sunday, ESPN2, Sunday Night Lacrosse. Brennan O'Neill makes his NLL debut, a much anticipated debut against the San Diego Super Seals. And I said this on OTB today when DJ and I were recording. We've been covering the Wings since year one of this company existing.
Yeah.
I've never been more excited for a Wings season to begin.
Oh, it's going to be so special this year. I really think that they're going to turn a corner from last year. They're just figuring themselves out last year, and I think we're going to finally get another Wings trophy that we haven't seen in so long. Not since the OG Wing days, at least. And I'm ready for it. I'm so ready for it.
There's so much to be optimistic about for this team. And Harrison, I have the final roster pulled up here for you too to break down who's going to be suiting up for the Wings. Plus, I want to give a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, the boy, Brett Manny, hired by the Wings this week to be the director of youth development for the franchise. Happy to have Brett home. He is the man. But here's your Wings offense for 2024-2025.
Let's hear it.
The captain, Blaze Reardon.
Had to be.
Joe Resiteritz, Phil Caputo, who will be wearing number 16 for the Philadelphia Wings.
Elite look right there.
Holden Catoni, Mitch Jones, Brennan O'Neill rocking number 34, which if you don't know why he wears number 34, go listen to our Media Day interview with Brennan O'Neill that we had earlier this year. Sam LeClaire, and this is still so wild to me that he's in a Wings uniform. Number 98, the 40-year-old man, Callum Crawford.
Let's go. Oh, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be very exciting.
This is what I'm excited about. This defense. Tony Malcolm, who will be wearing number 4 for the Wings. Okay. Connor Sellers will be wearing number 7. Liam Patton is back in his number 12. Scott Dominey, Tyler Burton wearing number 17. Isaiah Davis-Allen. Anthony Jochum is back as well. A day after we signed Callum Crawford, we signed Anthony Jochum, who was released by the Rochester Nighthawks. Alex Pace, Jordan Storos, Ryan Wagner, Mike McCannell. Your goalies, Nick Damude wearing number 39, and Deacon Knott, your backup goalie. And then players that are still on the roster, but they're on the practice roster. Nathan Fair, Dalton Young, Stone Jacobs, Kevin Lynch, and a couple players are on injured reserve right now, including Nick Rowlett. But this roster's loaded, bro.
Oh, they are. They're tuned up, and it's going to be so nice getting them back on the TV again. I missed my box lacrosse.
I'm so excited, man. And like new head coach, Paul Day, just assuming the GM duties. So Ian Rubel behind the bench. And
Paul Day's been wheeling and dealing too.
Like Brennan O'Neill is a Philadelphia athlete.
I can't believe we got here.
I'm smiling through it all. I can't believe this is my life.
I can't believe this is my life. Do the full LeBron, the Paul Rudd. Look at us. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Me. I'm so excited. Like December 14th, I'm going to be at the Wells Fargo Center again. Saturday night lacrosse against the Vegas Desert Dogs. Like,
yes.
I'm so excited for this season.
And at least 2 out of the 3 teams that play in the Fargo are going to be fun to watch.
100. Like, genuinely, bang for your buck. Go to a Wings game this year because they are going to be so much fun.
And if we can get the Fargo sold out, packed house for the Wings, oh, man. the boys are going to appreciate and love that support and show out 10 times harder than they originally would have,
It
even if
is
they put in more than 100% of their effort out there. They'll give
it's
you
going to be
1,000% effort.
so fun. Like, just looking at their schedule too, like, first home game is December 14th. Then they are home again on January 11th, 1 p.m. Saturday game. Then January 19th, home game, Sunday night lacrosse again. February 1st, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Saturday night at the Farg is going to be bumping. Then Saturday afternoon game at the Farg, February 8th. March 8th is another Saturday night lacrosse game, Philly versus Albany, a rivalry game there. Saturday, 1 p.m. game, March 15th. And then Friday night lax, end of March. And then the final home game of the season is April 12th, Saturday night lacrosse. It's going to be so fun, dude.
It really is. And them wings they're going to be good. They're going to be damn good. It's going to be fun.
I would be stunned if they're not a playoff team.
Oh yeah, bare minimum. Let's get our first. We haven't won a playoff series yet, have we?
No, because the only time they made the playoffs was the 2021-2022 season, like the first season back from COVID, and they were a wild card team, and it was a one and done game, and they lost to the Seals.
Yeah, so let's get our first ever series win. Let's get a few nice wins after that.
And it's unified standings now as of last year. I don't know if you saw that last year. It's unified standings in the NLL. So it's no divisions or anything. It's just top 8 teams make the playoffs.
We can absolutely do that. Absolutely.
So I'm excited. We'll be covering it intently this season. We have a lot of stuff planned with the Wings too, which I'm very pumped about.
Hell yes.
With that being said, everybody, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be safe, be smart, and make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star review. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Let's get to 900 before Sunday. Let's make that happen. YouTube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. Also, other news. I started a newsletter that is part of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's called The Graffiti Wall. First edition dropped this morning. If you are subscribed, it's available to read now. It's free to subscribe. There's a paid option. Don't feel inclined if you don't have the means to do so. It's just there as an option. If you feel privy to do so, feel free, but it's not necessary. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of crack the knuckles and be like Kermit the Frog behind the keyboard a little bit here and there and kind of give you guys a little just thought process on how I'm viewing the world of sports, sports media, sports business while building Underground Sports Philadelphia and giving you a little peek behind the curtain of how we're building this company. And just doing it in the written word form, I think, is a lot of fun. So subscribe to the newsletter. It's linked in the description. It'll drop every Wednesday morning. That's my plan, at 7:01 a.m. Eastern time. And everyone's probably like, why 7:01, Kyle? Well, you'll get that in a future edition of the newsletter on why it will be 7:01. And I'm also doing a fun thing, Harrison. At the end of every newsletter, you will get a Philadelphia sports, or entertainment what if scenario.
Ooh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
A lot of fun conjuring them up, and this first edition one is a beautiful one. So definitely check it out. And when you subscribe, it goes right to your email when it drops. So you get it in your email. You don't have to worry about searching for it, and it's available. So subscribe to the Graffiti Wall newsletter in the description. And of course, guys, this show is presented by the city of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 694 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. For Harrison, I'm KP. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. I'll talk to you guys on Monday. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here, and we're signing off. Go Birds. Peace.